Hi, everyone. Today I'm going to be talking about Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith's Synastry chart. You all know what happened at the Oscars, and I'm going to get into all of the details in their chart that shows how that came to be and how this relationship is actually really a lot of abuse and power struggles and narcissistic details between the two of them. The first thing I want to say is when you get a synastry chart done, if you're going to get married or if you want to be in a long-term relationship, it's really important to make sure that all the good stuff in the synastry chart outweighs the bad stuff because every single relationship has good and bad things. Now, in their case, they do have some good things. However, it doesn't outweigh all of the bad things. So the few good things that they have are his moon conjuncts her point of fortune. Whenever you have a moon or the sun conjuncting the point of fortune of another person, it's indication that there's going to be a marriage. And his psyche, which has to do with physical attraction, also conjuncts her point of fortune by 2 degrees. His Valentine asteroid conjuncts her moon. That's pretty much self-explanatory, and that's a good aspect to have because anything good that touches your moon, you're going to feel really good in the relationship. So that's a good thing. However, it's negated by other things in their chart that trumps the good stuff. Also, her Neptune conjuncts his Alma asteroid, and Alma is the Spanish word for soul. It's kind of like the moon. So when you have Neptune conjuncting that, that's indication of fantasy world, rose-colored glasses, seeing the other person for not what they really are. And I would say that this happened early on in the beginning and then became indicative of what would happen later on. His Caputo asteroid, which has to do with infatuation, conjuncts her midheaven. And the midheaven is the angle of the chart which shows the public persona and public interactions between the two of them. So the public did see that he was infatuated with her because whatever touches your midheaven, other people are going to see it. It's going to be way out in the open. Now, let's get to the negative parts of the charts between them, and you'll see how this actually played out and came to fruition the night of the Oscars. So his Mars conjuncts her Swindle and Lucifer asteroids. So his Mars gave fire and power to her Swindle, which has to do with cheating, and her Lucifer, that has to do with having a chip on your shoulder or being pride, having arrogance in a spiritual sense. So he felt that from her. Here's a double whammy that has to do with cheating and disloyalty. Her Fink conjuncts his Venus and Mercury. So she cheated and she's disloyal. It's plain and simple. And the tag team with this one is his Fink conjuncts her ascendant. So what he brought into the relationship is disloyalty and cheating because it conjuncts her ascendant, which is an important angle of the birth chart. And whatever touches your ascendant from the other person, you will receive that from them, guaranteed. Now we're going to get to the painful parts of the synastry chart between them. There's a bunch. So first one is her Chiron conjuncts his now north node. So Chiron is a centaur planet, and whatever touches your north node, that will be the theme of the relationship for you. And since her Chiron conjuncts his north node, that means there's going to be a lot of pain, and that will be the main theme of the whole relationship between them is pain. And it conjuncts his north node by 3 degrees. Now his Chiron conjuncts her Valentine, so she's going to bring a lot of pain to him in the love department. Here comes the abuse part. His Nessus, which is has to do with abuse all of the time, guaranteed, squares her moon by 1 degree. There will be abuse from him towards her emotionally. And she will be abusive towards him because her Nessus squares his Jupiter. Now, Jupiter is a planet that enlarges whatever it touches. And since it squares her Nessus by 1 degree, there will be abuse by her. Another tag team, both sides doing the same thing to each other that the other one does. It gives it extra power when you have the same asteroid conjuncting important parts of the other person's chart on both sides. Her Sato asteroid, which has to do with sadistic behavior, conjuncts his sun by 2 degrees. So she's sadistic towards him. Now here comes the clincher. Well, it gets worse, but her narcissist asteroid conjuncts his moon by 2 degrees. That's pretty much self-explanatory. Narcissist conjuncting his moon is really a volatile, painful aspect because whatever negative or bad asteroid touches your moon, you're going to feel it deeply. And she controls him emotionally. She's a narcissist. It's pretty much self-explanatory, and it's a 2-degree conjunction. And another thing I wanted to say is they don't have any moon-moon aspects between the two of them. In order for you to be in a relationship that's happy and soul-touching, you have to have positive moon-moon conjunctions, or a moon sextile moon, or a moon trine Mercury or moon sextile Mercury. That would be like the second choice. They don't have any moon-moon aspects between them. The next thing I found was her Medea conjuncts his point of fortune by 1 degree. And I've talked about Medea before. That has to do with extreme revenge. And she brings revenge on him. His Medea conjuncts her Lilith. So he has revenge on her because Medea, the planet of revenge, is touching her Lilith, which is a sexual asteroid, or it has to do with physical sex and attraction, and he got revenge against her sexually in some way. The last asteroid I'm going to talk about between the two of them is another tag team, and it has to do with the asteroid Apophis, which has to do with destruction and chaos. And her Apophis conjuncts his vertex by 1 degree. I've said before that the vertex is another really important part of the synastry chart. It's an angle that connotates a second descendant. So whatever asteroid or planet conjuncts your vertex from the other person, you will receive that energy from that asteroid or planet, guaranteed. And Apophis conjuncting his vertex, he is experiencing destruction, chaos, and pain. And his Apophis conjuncts her midheaven by 1 degree. This is huge because you saw this at the Oscars. His destruction, his chaos, conjuncts her midheaven. So the whole world saw what really goes on between these two. Destruction, chaos, and pain. The midheaven has to do with the public persona. That's a 1 degree, and that's a pretty strong orb, because 0 is the nuclear firebomb. This is 1 degree, so you saw huge fire with this whole destruction, chaos, narcissism situation going on between the two of them. So that's it, and I hope you have a nice day, and we'll talk later.